JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is one of the most unique fighting anime I've ever watched. The stand abilities make every fight a unique fight, where the characters actually have to use their brain instead of their brawn for most of the fights that involve. And there are a lot of fights that involve no physical action whatsoever. And those are some of the most intense fights in the series, which just makes it an extremely unique experience. And as literally everybody knows, the art style is that of which we've never seen before in anime. It looks really good and it fits especially well with the world of Jojo that Araki has created. As I just mentioned, the art style of Jojo's is probably the most unique I have ever seen in an anime. I have yet to see an anime try to recreate it, and I don't even know if they could. And even if they could, I'm not sure that it would really work for any other anime except for Jojo. The art style is something that just works really well with Jojo. So well because everything about the world of JoJo's is unique, from the fights to the characters and even the setting, to some extent, is pretty unique for anime. JoJo's is a show that has a lot of gay energy emanating from it. It's without actually being gay, and it's awesome. I mean, the characters, especially in part 5, act and hell even look like the stereotypical gay person, and I love it because it's not just trying to be anything that it isn't. It just shows the greatness of Araki's writing and being able to write those dynamic characters and make them compelling at the same time, which is the beauty of JoJo's. The setting of JoJo's is pretty unique overall. Each part takes place somewhere different in the world and at a different time period as well. Part 1 takes place in England in 1880, which is cool because we don't really see that time period or England itself very much in anime. Part 2 takes place mostly in America, but also Mexico and some European countries in 1939 during World War II, and we get introduced to Stroheim, one of the best Nazi characters of all time in anime. And I'm Jewish, so I can say that. Part 3 is the longest part of JoJo anime, and is a part where they travel to the most countries, and to the places I've never seen portrayed in anime, mostly Middle Eastern countries, as well as India, Thailand, and China, and ending off in Egypt. And it's where we get one of the best fights, and one of the best quotes ever from our boy Dio. Part 4, having probably the most unique art style, has what we might consider the least unique setting, where it's just a little small town in Japan. But the way the people in the town are written and portrayed does help the town feel alive and helps the world a lot. Part 5 takes place in Italy in the year I was born, 2001. Italy is a setting I haven't seen in anime before, and they make the cities and people feel somewhat real, and this is a part where I feel Araki has perfected his writing style and this is probably the best part in the anime so far, and they even bring back Polnareff from part 3, which is awesome. In parts 1 and 2 they don't actually use stands, they use this power called Hamon, which is in itself a unique ability in JoJo's. The battles in parts 1 and 2 are the most generic in nature compared to the future parts of JoJo, but Hamon is still unique in a lot of ways. It's a breathing technique that allows the user to use energy that is like the sun and produce attacks from it, making it highly effective against vampires and pillarmen. Hamon in and of itself is also unique to the user. For instance, Caesar, he has the bubble ability, which is completely unique to him, and one of the coolest things about Hamon is that it can slow down aging tremendously, making a 50-year-old Lisa look like she's barely 30. Stand powers, which I briefly mentioned earlier, are insanely unique, and I have yet to see anything come close to something similar. Each stand ability is unique to the user, and some stands are inherently stronger than other stands, like how Star Platinum is basically the strongest stand ever, or how Survivor is basically the weakest stand. They're making the stand power have some kind of scale, but I like the most about stand powers is that although they're unique, and they definitely have the strongest and weakest, if you know how to use your stand ability, then you should be able to make up for having a weaker stand than your opponent. Also, you have a chance to have an automatic or uncontrollable stand, which definitely makes certain fights a lot harder, because even if you destroy the stand user, the stand will be around. And that means most of those types of stands you have to attack directly in order to defeat it, making those battles a lot harder. And most of the stand battles are unique because not all battles involve physical fighting. There are a lot of mental battles in JoJo. Actually, most battles in JoJo are mental battles because you need to discern what type of powers the stand has and how to defeat it with your own stand, which just makes the fight super unique, instead of just beating up guys for 6 episodes. The music is amazing. The first ED is such a good meme. I didn't even know it was a JoJo song until I actually watched JoJo's, and in case you don't know what song I'm talking about, here's a few seconds of it. JoJo's theme is another iconic piece of music from JoJo's. It's from the most recent anime part, and the music in JoJo's is so memeable that it just pretty much makes everything else in JoJo's fucking awesome. And speaking of which, the memes are the best part of JoJo's. They're actually the reason I wanted to watch JoJo's in the first place. I wanted to understand the context of, oh, you're approaching me, or the, it was me, Dio meme. They're both Dio memes, but, I mean, come on, it's Dio. Also, those were 2 big memes that got me to think I should watch JoJo's and get the real context afterwards. The meme became even better after I watch it. Don't underestimate the power of memes. They can help you find great series like it did with me and JoJo. JoJo's is the most unique anime I have ever watched, from the art style to the fights, and hell, to even the character designs. Everything about the show is super unique, and it makes it super fun to watch, because you never know what's going to happen in the next episode, hell, even in the next minute. Sometimes JoJo's always keeps you on your toes, and it just really makes it really fun to watch.